Hello, welcome back to Football-Oranje, your home of Dutch football, and we are delighted. Netherlands 3, USA 1 in the round of 16 match. We are really pleased to be doing a live stream, have you all here. So drop in those live comments as you have some about the game. Lots of positivity by looks of it already in the comments. And Mike, Abdul, thanks for joining me. Yeah, it was Van Gaal's tactics justify, wasn't it? All of this negativity in the run-up to it. I was really satisfied by that. I think some people maybe still question a few of the players on the pitch, but actually Van Gaal had his tactics, he had his way, and it worked.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think this would go down as a Van Gaal masterclass. I think they said it during the broadcast as well that he got his tactics absolutely spot on today. Where USA have the ball, I think they were pretty toothless at points, then hit them on a counter, and it worked perfectly twice in the first half. And then in the second, I think that Netherlands had some more chances that they could have really killed the game earlier. And yeah, they got a bit of luck with a goal, and then the third one, Dumfries left all alone to finish off perfect. I think tonight is the first time that we actually saw the fullbacks getting forward and actually being influential in a game, and I think that shows just how important that is to 5-3-2. And if Dumfries and Blind keep doing that going forward, then we're looking a good side again.
Yes, I think it's one of the matches that you cannot really criticize anything. The team was just great. Every player did what he was supposed to do. Many people, including myself, criticized Dumfries in the first round, but today I think he deserves to be man of the match. Scoring a goal and having 2 assists. I think everybody was great today, even Blind, who also we criticized him a lot earlier. Besides the mistake he made in the first 2 minutes when he broke the offside, the rest of the match he was doing really great. And of course, he scored the second goal. Everything was just great. And the team was just perfect. And I'm glad to see today Cup Miners performing the way we were hoping, since the World Cup started, because the match against Ecuador, we all criticized him heavily. Same with, of course, Simons. Also, we're so happy that he came in. I know he did not really do much because it was only 8 minutes, but at least he got the sense of playing in a World Cup. Hopefully, we can see a bigger role for him in the next matches. So, congratulations to all of us.
Yeah, it was so excited to get to the quarterfinals. It feels like the excitement is back of what we had before the tournament. That whilst this won't be scintillating football from Van Gaal and the team, his methods and his tactics are going to give us a chance when we face these really tough teams. So we were recording this just before the other match, Argentina-Australia. People won't be watching this afterwards. Do leave your comments down below if you are watching live. But we all know the opponents. You know the opponents by then if you're not watching live of who the Netherlands will be playing. There are tougher tests ahead where they're going to have to sit back, kind of like they've done today, and hit on the counter. But wow, they were just so effective on the break. And had they got I think it would have been even better had they got that third goal just after the break when they were threatening so much. That really would have killed the game off. We wouldn't have had to worry so much. But night and day between the group stage and this, the same kind of tactics, but executed so much better. The way they just sat off the American centre-backs and just said, go on then, what can you do? And they couldn't do very much. They couldn't play between the lines that often and just so devastating on the break. Van Gaal said the wing-backs will be crucial to this system when they play well. And so they were. Blind and Dumfries deserve so much praise, particularly Dumfries. That was a performance that brought back memories of that Euros performances that he put in, where Dumfries was actually one of the better players out of that team. And same again today. He really stood out for so much, particularly in the final third, getting forwards. Someone who was seen as more like a defensive fullback at PSV one time ago is now like a flying wing back, and great performance from him. And I've got so much to say, but I feel like it's just so good to see Memphis back and playing somewhere near his best for his country again. What he did today, he scored the goal. It took off all the pressure. The Netherlands could sit back, and it was okay to go on the break. It was okay when you got someone like him who could be threatening, with Gakpo also having another good game. Then after the break, Bergwijn came on and also impressed. And that's the thing. They all came off the bench and they had something to add. Coat Miners is another one who came on. Duran didn't have like a bad game, I don't think, but Myers came on, and then he showed what he's good at, like on the ball. It was like Van Gaal made the move at the right time. He knew that they were 2-0 up, and Cope Myers would therefore be a good addition coming onto the pitch. So, yeah, I'm delighted.
Yeah, I think that the whole team put in a performance today that we want to see. I feel like Memphis was excellent for most of the game. I think towards the end he did tire, and I think that's why he got substituted. Yeah. I think that when USA were getting chances, especially the goal, it was a very sloppy back heel by Memphis, which led to the chance for them, which led to the goal. And then there was a chance before that where Memphis tried to play a back pass and it went right through everyone, and then they got in behind, and then luckily it got cleared off the line. But I think that having him fit from the start changes his side ultimately. I think that him, he's just a focal point in the attack, and you know that if you have to play on the counter, he's going to hold up the ball, he's going to create chances, and he's going to be there in the moments to score the goals as well. So I think that his importance to his side cannot be underestimated. And talking about Gakpo as well, I think that he didn't score today, but for me, this was his best all-round performance of the tournament. I think that he scored goals in the previous games, but then he didn't do much afterwards. When he moved to midfield and moved to the 10 position, in the second half, he was making some excellent runs with the ball, which we haven't seen so far in this tournament. He was taking it past 2 free American players, trying to set things up, and I think that he looked even more dangerous when Bergwijn and Memphis were up the front. So Memphis said it earlier in the week. He said that I prefer to play with Bergwijn and have Gakpo behind, and maybe he was proved right in that second half.
Yes. Well, as I always say, you know, Memphis Depay keeps proving that he is really a key player in the team, a very important player in the team. Even with the Senegal, I mean, he came back. He came to play after missing so many matches. Even for the football club he plays for, Barcelona, but he came and he created a magic, a chance from nowhere, which Klaassen scored the second goal from. So, as we always say, Memphis Depay, even when he's not in form, he's always important for Oranje. And today, of course, he gave so much trouble to the U.S. defenders. And the same with Gakpo. I completely agree with you. Today, he did not score, but I think this is his best match so far in the tournament. Indeed, yes.
Yeah, so much to be pleased about. And before bringing some of the comments of people watching live, what kind of things would you say are still those, are the individual performances or tactically that you guys would want to see still improved? I mean, for me, there still was a bit more that Duran could have done on the ball. When I think about Noppert, I think he had some great saves, but his kicking, again, people might have questioned that in the past. I again think not too many of his kicks were successful in getting to a man. But in terms of being a goalkeeper, we did it pretty well. But yeah, it was like an 8.5, 9 out of 10 performance. In my opinion, I thought they were very good at what they did, because that was the way Van Gaal set them up, and it worked. How about you guys?
I think that you have to look at the two that got brought off at halftime and say that Klaassen and Darun need to be better if they're going to start again. I think that Klaassen, especially, there's a few times where he lost the ball, or he couldn't link up play in that first half, and that's why he was brought off. And that's what Van Gaal said. He said that I brought them off because they were sloppy in possession and can keep it. And against somebody like Argentina, where it's going to be tougher if they beat Australia, then you're going to need to keep possession, and then that's hopefully a wake-up call to them too. If they do start the next game, they need to keep it better, because Koopmeiners came on and did well, Gakpo did well in the 10, and then Bergwijn did well. So if you're looking at players that are going to come in against Argentina, you might decide that Darun and Klaassen get dropped because it was much better in the second half. So there, and for me, if the game's sort of won at 3-1, I'd like to see maybe Daley Blind just getting a little bit of a rest. I think that having to play 90 minutes each game when you've got somebody like Malacia who can come on, you know, maybe make some of those sort of substitutions, because he seems to be doing the same. I know Xavi Simons came on, that was different, but it seems to be the same changes in every match where Weghorst is coming on up front. Whereas I'd like to see Daley Blind maybe get a bit of a rest, because he is a bit slow at the back. Going forward, yeah, he was great today, but the offside trap, again, for the goal he was beaten. There was times where Dest was taking it around him in the first half as well. Maybe give him a bit of a rest just to keep him fresh for going forward. But I don't think he got much wrong today, Van Gaal. So I think that you can't really criticise much.
No, I agree. And Dave Lint as well, someone who has been criticised a lot, and people comments have put already, like, with the recent praise for him today. People still being negative about him though. He's made some good interceptions. He was good in the ball. He scored a goal. Yeah, it could have been brought off late in the game. I suppose you're right. But even he had a really, really positive game. How about you, Abdul? What did you think?
Well, I think the formation and the lineup and the names we had in the second half were better. I think it was better to take Klassen out. Coop Miners made the midfield more solid, if you know what I mean. There are a few things really make me question, what will happen. So far, Orania did not concede a goal first. We always score first. So I wonder if we concede a goal first, how we will play. That kind of scares me because the way we played all the 4 matches, it was like in a defensive and somehow conservative way. What if Argentina scores against us or any team scores first? How are we going to attack? Will we leave so many spaces in the back? That kind of scares me a little bit. And today, yes, I wanted Blind to be out in the last 10 minutes and to try Malasia because I think if we want to play attacking football, for example, if we have to switch to 4-3-3, I don't think a Blind will be useful in that case. You should have someone more dynamic. And also bringing Weghorst, I'm not sure if that was a good idea. So far, I think Luke de Jong is probably the best striker among the three, Janssen and Weghorst. So I wanted to see Luke de Jong today if you want to rest Gakpo a little bit, but I did not see that. These are the only few questions I have, but the rest, I think everything is perfect. It was obvious that he wanted to rest Nathan Ake because, in my opinion, he is the best player in Orania since the tournament started. He's been stable in every match, really. So he wanted to rest him. He wanted to rest Memphis Depay. Definitely, he got tired. The rest were okay. We were so happy, of course, to see Simons, as I mentioned, because we were demanding him to play all the time. So it was good to see him. Yeah, this is all I can say. I just want to see somebody else besides Blind and Dumfries, even if we could see Frimpong, if he's not injured, just in case for more dynamic matches.
Okay. Well, I mean, Luke de Jong, I do agree with because he's in great form for PSV and is such an aerial threat. And if you're chasing the game, bringing him on and going to 4-3-3, automatically you've got that threat of in the air. So yeah, well, why hasn't he had a few minutes? It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? As for the going behind point, Abdul, we've seen the Netherlands, and we keep talking about in this podcast actually, the bounce back ability that we've seen in the Van Gaal, that if they go goal behind, that they are going to come back. They can always play a 4-3-3. Van Gaal said that's not hard for his players to do. They do it all the time. So that's always there. Like the final 20 minutes chasing a game.
Really?
And what really intrigued me was the open second half. It was like Van Gaal realised it was 2-0. 2-0 up. He realised the US were going to now start to open up. They had to attack. And Van Gaal's way of countering that was to not quite sit as deep in the first half and to make the most of these breaks. And he was almost justified in getting that third goal straight after the start of the second half. The US had to go. The Netherlands just had that threat. They were able to pull more bodies forward. So I'm still kind of encouraged by that. We still have that attacking threat. We're just not going to see it quite as often. Against this bigger size, we are going to play this conservative style. And I called it a 3-5-2, and someone corrected me saying that it's actually a 3-4-1-2. And I'm like, what's the difference? Two ways to kill a cat. But yeah, I'll bring up some of these live comments anyway. Let's see what everyone else thinks. Hesh has just commented in right now. Let's bring it up. Oh, I'm trying. I'm failing. There we go. I hope Van Gaal will play his 2 centre-backs against Argentina. But I don't see it, Heshen. I really think this is the system now for the rest of this World Cup. Rastam says, disappointed we hadn't managed to score from a corner yet, despite the number of times Gakpo finds Van Dijk. They're getting closer, though, and you've got such a good taker on corners, haven't you? Gabriel agrees with you, Abdul, on Ake, the best player of the whole tournament so far. Not a bad game. I go Gakpo personally, but you both made a good point that actually he's not done too much else other than scoring the goals. He's had more of an all-round game today, so valid point. But yes, Ake has certainly been solid anyway. Question from Michael for future: De Vrij over Timber. We haven't seen any of De Vrij so far. I thought Timber was very physical and actually won a lot of duels today. What did you guys think of his performance?
Yeah, I think he did well. I think he did what he needed to do, and then he was the foil for the other 3 defenders. He didn't stand out, but that's because he didn't really have any weak points either. So I don't really see why we would need to drop him, to be fair.
Yeah, I think Van Gaal is gonna stick with Timber, Van Dijk,
Yeah.
and Ake. They proved that themselves in the past 4 matches. So why would he change? Why would he make any substitutions?
I think this is probably the most positive comment we've seen in a little while. Great win, we're going to Argentina. That's all that negativity we had after the Qatar live stream and the Ecuador live stream. Miguel said, the way to handle the first half and how to start the second half is Van Gaal's decision, not any player. Yeah, Van Gaal's tactics, they definitely were all roost. People were critical of the US coach, saying that he's not tactically that great, despite having this great generation of players. So we will see who the coaches of the US in future. Rastam says, strangely, I thought bringing off De Roon and Klaassen lost his control midfield and allowed the US to play the natural game more. I wonder if that's more the tactics in general to try and open things up. Ari says, interested to see what the tactics will be against Argentina. Still gave away too many chances, but it was easy dribble passed by everyone. I think had Pulisic scored that early goal, we might have a little bit of a different feel about the game. But it was a good save from Noppert anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it says, Gakpo was sensational, that move to where he walked past the USA defense, sensational. Probably strong in the ball against Argentina. We have an excellent chance against them. Luke says, Ake was good today, except for one mistake. Yeah, he didn't get booked either. I think that suspension still would have carried through, wouldn't it? What's the case of suspensions? Do you guys know? Because Frank Young picked up a yellow card today. I know Ake was one away from suspension, but when does that stop?
I need to look into it, but I thought that today was the last chance that they could be booked again and then miss a game.
Sense.
I think it gets wiped in the quarterfinals. So I think Ake was the only one today that would have been booked and then missed the next game. I think it gets wiped after this one, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Maybe someone in the comments can just drop that in.
It was only Frankie de Jong that got a yellow card today, right?
Yeah, it was.
Koopmeiners got one. Koopmeiners got one.
Oh, yes, he did. He tripped someone up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Another comment, we don't need Dest when we have Denzel Dumfries. Before kickoff, I was quizzed on that, actually, on American radio. I said, do you think you guys are going to miss Dest? I said, well, Dumfries hasn't played that well so far in this World Cup, but when he plays really well, he's probably better than Dest, and he's proven it today.
He redeemed himself today, so...
Maybe Dest, he's a secret agent. Maybe he was just like, because there's that shot he had in the edge of the box, which went out for a throw-in. I think he did that because he wanted the Netherlands to win today. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ari, I'm loving your positivity about these tactics. Nothing wrong with defensive tactics, as long as it gives results, but we still gave away a lot of chances, which is a concern. Mike, running the Football-Oranje page on Twitter, have you not? You must have seen it as well with all of the negativity people put in just about the tactics. Even though the Netherlands were winning, like at half time, 2-0 up, people were so critical of Van Gaal.
Yeah, I think that it's not the football that everyone grew up with.
But they were a good number.
Yeah. I think everyone grew up with the Netherlands playing 4-3, free attacking, fluid football. But if Van Gaal is the one that brings home the trophy playing this way, then who's going to criticise him then? If they want to play this way and win the tournament, I'm not going to say anything about it. It's not great to watch at times, but I think today it was very good to watch. It was 5-3-2. So, yeah, he's going to be criticised. But it's like I'm a lover of American football. And in American football, it's the defense that wins you games. And I think Van Gaal has sort of installed that in this side. As long as your defense is strong, you're going to win games. And 18 games unbeaten, you can't really criticize someone for that.
No.
Well, unfortunately, today Van Basten also criticized Van Gaal on Dutch television. He's not happy with the boring style of football Oranje is
what
playing.
does Van Basten have to say now? I don't know about you guys, but do you just find that you don't listen to half what he says?
Oh, that's what he said after the match, actually. He's still not happy that Holland is winning this way. He wants more exciting football. But of course, we've been supporting Oranje for too long now, and we saw where exciting football took us, you know. We win, we do great in the first stage. Second round, we suddenly lose. We've seen that many, many times. So we are all bored of this. We need to win something. As simple as that.
Yeah, I think that going back to 2014, I think a lot of people forget that, yes, we started off with an absolute amazing win against Spain, but when they got to the knockout rounds, it was only 2 goals in the last 10 minutes that got past Mexico. They drew 0-0 with Costa Rica. It wasn't dazzling football that got them to the semi-finals, and it's the same again here. I think if Van Gaal gets us to the last 4 again, playing this way, then he goes down as one of the best Netherlands managers of all time, if he isn't already, because he's getting them to the places that other managers weren't. Yes, he can play brilliant football, but as long as you're not winning, then it doesn't really matter.
Too right.
Yes.
Can't Get Right was really pleased to say there's finally praise for Blint in our live comments. Yes. Dara says it's a Dumfries is sensational. Ake Memphis were excellent as well. Going further up, we've got Van Hols getting praised. Satsman Din, let's go, baby. Let's move Van Hols Orange Army. Rob says good win. Still waiting for a great one. Jerome didn't contribute much defensively. Cope minor start to me next time. Hatpo's better as number 10 than Klaassen. Yeah, Hatpo was more in attacking sense for sure. Why is it always with the Michael? We've got people called Michael. We're already on the show, and then the live comments are called the same. We have Miguel, we've had Michelle. Like, what is it with Netherlands fans? Anyway, Simmons didn't do great with simple passes, but absolutely killed the difficult one to Bergwijn. I actually thought Simmons, after he gave it the ball a couple of times, he was quite good and very technical around the box. I'm not prepared to be critical of him, to be honest. Jack Nick Miller says, we'll be very interested to see what tactics and plan will be for Messi in Argentina. We need to worry about our play in the first as we're capable of winning this tournament. Well, that's more like it. That's very positive. Yes. I'm going to see if there's any more, lots of positivity. Starting Dawson's very happy too. Just flash his comment on the screen. Yeah, this is more like it, everyone. I just hope these weren't the same people that were so critical after the past couple of games. We were right to question things, but to say that they're going to be out in the next round and then to turn around to this and say they might win the tournament, I hope they're not the same people. Huge win, huge game. Simons must be beginning. Was to start the team. I don't know. One of the best defenders in the world on the bench, but De Ligt didn't have a great game in the first match of the group stage, so I'm willing to say he's lost his place. Dave says, build momentum looked a lot better. Can we do it? But it still scares me. They go past him frequently. Yeah, but you got Ake behind him. He's so suited to that position, isn't he? Left centre back. Right, everyone. We're almost going to wrap this up because I know lots of people want to watch the Argentina-Australia game. Getting ready to face Australia in the next round. This is gold. This guy, I love this. I'm perfectly happy with the 1-3-4-1-2. That was leads back to Van Gaal's comment when he first took charge, wasn't it? Well, he included the goalkeeper in his formation.
Yeah.
Man like Lee says we shouldn't be afraid of Argentina. They have average coach and players, apart from Lionel Messi. Yeah, thanks everyone for your live comments. I'm still having a look through them, and people are being relatively positive. I mean, even this team reminds me of Van Gaal X 10 team. Boring but efficient. I didn't actually find myself very bored. I was a little concerned to begin with when they weren't having much of the ball, but then I saw what was working, and I thought, let's just sit off these centre backs. Let's just wait for them to lose the ball because when we get it back, we look so dangerous. And I can just see them do that against Argentina as well. They're playing so well, but we have to be as tight at the back as we were between, say, the 5th minute of the match and half time, because actually between those times we barely gave away any big chances.
Yeah, I think that keeping it solid for most of the game. I think that the sloppy passes, stuff like that, will get picked off against somebody like Argentina or Brazil. So from now on, you need to see that defensive solidity go up a notch. But yeah, there's plenty of positives to take out today. Let's just look forward to the fact that we're going to be in the quarterfinals. So we've got another game to look forward to on Friday. And yeah, it's just, let's see what they can do. And let's watch this game. And yeah, let's not underestimate Australia, but whatever happens tonight, I'm sure Van Gaal has a plan for Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I would not even bet with €1 that Australia is going to win this match. It's very, very unlikely, seeing the names they have, the experience they have. So I think the match is done, and I really hope they surprise me and have a good result against Argentina. Of course, the match against Argentina is going to be something completely different. They have much more efficient forward players, Messi and his colleagues. So it's going to be a very tough mission for us. But we also have one of the greatest defenders, or maybe even the greatest defense in the world nowadays. They all play in a very high level. They can maybe stop Messi and the Argentinian players, but I don't think we can play this way exactly. I'm sure Van Gaal is going to come up with something different. Will he start with the same lineup he started with in the second half when he made the substitutions? Could be, actually. I find Cook Miners more effective than Duron. Maybe you agree with me. I don't know. But I think the way we played the second half with the players we had in the midfield, we were much more dangerous. And I don't think it was boring match, especially in the second half. It was so much fun to watch. Actually, we did waste many chances beside the goal we scored.
Well, hopefully the dream's still on. I hope people enjoyed this live stream. If so, do give it a like. If you've been enjoying all of our live streams and match previews in this tournament so far, we even love doing them for you. Subscribe if you're new to Football-Oranje. Go and check out the website. Mike's player ratings are now up. I imagine to be a lot higher than they have been for the group stages. Any last thoughts from yourself, Mike?
No, I think that it was a good one to watch today. We're all happy. We're heading towards the quarterfinal. I'd say it's another game to look forward to. And if it is Argentina, then it's just the perfect time to get revenge for what happened in 2014. So let's look forward to it.
Yeah. Well,
indeed.
Luckily, we played the first match in the round of 16 and we won it. So now we can enjoy the rest of the matches, feeling comfortable and waiting for Friday. We can relax until Friday and enjoy the rest of the matches. Hopefully, we can perform. We can keep improving and performing well the next match, and hopefully, we can pass Argentina as well.
And Abdul, I hope you're back in the stadium too for the next matches. Hopefully, we can get to the quarterfinals and the games after that. We hilariously, it's nice comment to finish on. We've also got another Michael watching, another Miguel watching. It's just hilarious the amount of Michaels that watch this show and are also on this show. And thanks for the comments here. Live stream was fun. And Michael, one of the Michaels watching, is glad to see that Abdul is a regular on this podcast right now. Yeah, Abdul, it's great to have you joining us. You were with the Kuwait fan group today, weren't you?
Yes, I am. I was with them, actually. You can show some pictures if you want in the account. I have no problem with that. I'm really glad to be in this show with you guys.
And we'll have more from you soon, Abdul. Of course, from yourself as well, Mike. There will be a match preview of whoever the Netherlands face in the quarterfinals. Do check that out on the Football-Oranje YouTube channel. There's plenty more, as I said, on the website. Do go over there now. And here's to the next one. The Netherlands are still in the competition. Can they get through the quarterfinals as well? Speak to you soon.